Happening now, tragedy strikes again.
This community, it's tearing it apart, piece by piece, and there's really not much you could say.
As a devastating fire rips through downtown businesses and apartments in Falconer. Fire investigators are looking into the cause. Our team coverage continues now on News Now, Monday, January 15th, 2018.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Works studios in downtown Jamestown. This is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us. I'm Justin Gould alongside my colleague Matt Hummel here in the village of Falconer on location of a horrible fire along Main Street here that left 11 people homeless.
Justin, not even a full year ago today, we were standing in this exact same spot watching a very similar blaze rip through some apartment buildings just down the block.
And Matt, we'll get to that here in just a moment, but we want to let you know the absolute latest. Again, a fire here at 15 West Main Street forced 11 people from their homes yesterday. Falconer Mayor James Rensel telling us that the families were taken care of by the Red Cross at Falconer Central School, and a firefighter was also injured in this blaze. He hurt his knee after slipping on the ice, of course. All of this equipment is covered this day in ice in this 15 degrees out here. The mayor telling us that this is just another blow to the village.
Tragedy strikes again here, and with other things we have going on, this just adds to that. So we're resilient, and we're just going to take care of it as we always do. So that's where we're at right now.
All right, Mayor.
And we want to thank the numerous fire companies that responded to help us out. Appreciate it very much, and all the volunteers and what's going on here, we appreciate it very much.
And yesterday, hundreds of village residents looked on as their skyline burned once again. People as far as Kennedy reported seeing the smoke billow in the sky. We spoke to a duo who waited yesterday to hear whether their family got out of the building alive.
And my cousin's in there with an 8-month-old baby, and my uncle's in there, so hopefully they made it out safe.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Another building with innocent families that lost everything. It's just crazy.
I just hope everybody goes in and makes it out safe, and I give them credit. You know, it's a hard job.
Just the devastation, the history, it's gone. It's gone, and you can't get that back. You know, I'm thinking about these business owners and how they've put their lives into these businesses, and now they're going to be gone. And it's people losing everything, their home, their possessions, everything is devastating. It's very scary, and it makes you really wonder. These buildings are old. It's just scary. This community, it's tearing it apart, piece by piece, and there's really not much you could say.
And again, that woman sickened by the fire, seeing her village turned upside down. Now on to the investigation. Fire investigators have been here for 24 hours now that this fire is out. County Executive George Borrello spoke with us yesterday about the investigation and how he says no matter what the outcome is, the village will bounce back.
These are old buildings to begin with, so before we start speculating, we need to find out what happened. You know, when you have multi-unit dwellings in there, anything could happen, and our fire investigators are going to do a good job, I'm sure, to target what the source was. But, you know, ultimately, you know, if it is arson, then we're going to have to certainly, you know, aggressively attack that situation. This is a populated area, like you said. People's lives are at stake, and we'll do everything we can to get to the bottom of this. Falconer is a great community with there's a lot of great businesses. They do have a nice, vibrant downtown, so we're going to help them rebuild that. There are communities out there that don't have the assets as far as the businesses that are located here that they do here in Falconer. So with that, like I said before, the wherewithal of these people, we will help them get back on their feet, get these businesses back in business, and get Falconer moving again.
So again, back out here live, my colleague Matt Hummel with special coverage here on WNY News Now. Matt, just a few moments ago, firefighters and fire investigators were here in Falconer's ladder truck going into that building, going into the vac shop building here, checking things out once again, continuing their investigation. We're going to have much more on this fire and looking into the similarities of the day that we saw back last spring here, and of course yesterday on Sunday. In a moment, we go to our Ryan Hedrick, who's standing by with the rest of the day's news, but first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is standing by with a look at where these temperatures are at, and a little bit of snow falling here. Dakota?
Yes, thank you very much, Jay. And I am here in the First Defense Weather Center. And yes, it is definitely cold out there, but we've got more snow on the way. Let's take a look at Lynx 1. And we have the Skycam up from Olean, downtown Olean on Union Street. The temperature there, it's 12 degrees with a dew point of 6 and a wind chill of 1 below 0. That is freezing out there. Brr. Let's break down the forecast for today. Partly cloudy skies on average today. Otherwise, we'll see a chance of snow showers in the afternoon hours. 19 degrees in some of the valleys, ranging to about 24 at the Lake Erie shoreline with that southwest wind 8 to 14 miles per hour. We'll break down that full First Defense forecast along with that Quick Solution 7-day forecast in just a couple of minutes. Now to the anchor desk with Ryan.
Dakota, thank you very much. Tragedy on top of tragedy. Legislative Chairwoman Paula Stockman, a Republican, died in her sleep Friday night, according to her husband. Stockman became just the second woman to be named chairwoman of the legislature since it was created in 1969. Prior to being elected as legislature chairwoman, Stockman served as the head of the Strategic Planning Committee. Cat County legislator Majority Donna Vickerman said she was in shock when she first heard the news of her good friend's passing.
This is a huge loss for our county and her family, and there was no reason to think that there was anything wrong with Paula. And I had just seen her on Wednesday. I had seen her in Little Valley and so on. So it was certainly a real shock, and of course we just did our organizational of the legislature. Paula was voted as chair again, and the whole leadership on down through, and she was working on the committees and anxious to continue on into this new year.
Vickerman said once Stockman is laid to rest, the Cattaraugus County Republicans will hold a caucus to determine who will lead the governing body. Well, up next, Dunkirk police say seize a large amount of drugs, and later we return to the site of massive fire in Falconer. Stay with us right here on WNY News Now.
WNY News Now is sponsored by Chautauqua Audio Works, 3335 South Roberts Road in Fredonia. More than a music store. Call 679-4333. Call now, 679-4333.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now. You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Good afternoon. Dunkirk police say they seized more than 4 pounds of pot and cash in a traffic stop on Saturday. Dunkirk police say they observed a large quantity of high-quality marijuana packaged in large, clear plastic bags that were in plain view of the floor of the vehicle. Jesse Melendez, Luis Sanchez, and Jonathan Rodriguez were all charged with second-degree criminal possession of marijuana. Melendez was additionally charged with multiple traffic violations. He is in county jail as we speak without bail. Sanchez was remanded to county jail on $10,000 cash, while Rodriguez is on bail $7,500 in cash. Well, the Honda Accord took home the 2018 Car of the Year. See it right there. The Accord beat Toyota Camry and Kia Stringer for the prize. Volvo's XC60 won Utility of the Year, and judges chose the Lincoln Navigator for Truck of the Year. The winners were selected by a panel of nearly 60 automotive journalists from the U.S. and Canada. Vehicles that had substantially changed for the 2018 model were the only ones that were eligible. Well, today the nation honors the late Martin Luther King Jr. The civil rights icon would have been 89 years old today, if alive. MLK Day was celebrated the third Monday in January, and this year it falls on his actual birthday, the 15th of January. President Ronald Reagan signed the holiday into law in 1983. The first national MLK holiday was observed 3 years later in 1986. Government offices and the U.S. stock market are closed today. President Donald Trump is encouraging Americans to observe the federal holiday by doing acts of civic work and community service. Martin Luther King Jr. was born in 1929. He was assassinated in April of 1968. This year marks the 50th anniversary of his assassination.
Now, your first defense forecast with Dakota Hunter.
Boy, Martin Luther King Jr., he was an awesome man for all the things that he did, and boy, we can't celebrate his life enough. Let's go into weather. You're looking. Let's go to another Sky Vision camera. That is the camera in Salamanca on top of the Seneca Allegheny Casino. And you can see traffic down there along I-86 going eastbound. Currently, the temperature is 17 degrees with a dew point of 9 with a wind of 4 miles an hour, creating that wind chill index of 11 degrees above zero. But that feels better than that -1 that they have in Olean. On to the main graphics, and we'll break down. Well, first of all, let's do a viewer photo. I was actually checking our page this morning, and I seen this in our messages on Facebook this morning of the traffic. Everybody at Sam's Club on Friday trying to get those deals, and thanks to Joe for sending that picture in to us. And of course, you can always send in your photos on Facebook or weather photos. You can tweet them to me on Twitter. My handle is HuntersWX. Now let's break down the weather headlines. So pretty much for today, still cold, and it will still be cold throughout pretty much the remainder of the week, for much of it anyway. A clipper system will cross our region today, lasting through the next couple of days. That will throw a general widespread snow our way, probably in a 3 to 6 inch range. That 6 inch may be a little bit more overestimated, so probably around 3 inches of general snowfall over the next couple of days, so not a big deal there. But then another January thaw comes our way for the weekend going into early next week. That's going to skyrocket temperatures about 10 to 15 degrees above average. That is at least, so the temperatures could be a little bit warmer, but at least 10 to 15 degrees above average for the weekend going into early next week. Currently at the airport, it is 11 degrees. We have a wind chill index of 1 below zero when you combine it with that south wind of 8 miles an hour. We got 10-mile visibility at the airport as well, and you can see some of that new snow that fell there at the JCC dorms overlooking, well, at the JCC campus overlooking the dorms. The temperatures out there right now, pretty cold. Again, we got 11 at Jamestown, 15 at Dunkirk, 17 in Erie, Pennsylvania, 16 in Buffalo, 12 in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, and 10 officially in Olean down at the Allegheny River Valley. That temperature is taken at the airport, which is just a little north of the city. So officially 10 degrees degrees at the airport in Olean. On Doppler vision, not a whole lot returning. We do have a few light snow showers across Lake Erie going into pretty much Erie County, Pennsylvania. This will start to reach our way pretty much throughout the afternoon hours today. Zooming the radar out, pretty quiet across the Great Lakes today, but this out here is ultimately the Clipper system that's coming our way. You can see snow in Indy out to our west. This is going to ultimately start coming our way this afternoon and tonight over the next couple of days. That's going to be throwing the snow. So let's break down the MetroCast for today. Around 1 o'clock, we'll be around 20 degrees. Clouds will be on the increase, even more than they already are. So clouds will be more on the increase. Then as we fast forward to about 5 o'clock, we'll start to get some more snow showers, but still cold. Average high this time of the year is 31, and we'll be about 10 degrees below that today. And then as we fast forward into about 9 o'clock, we'll drop down to about 19, and the snow showers will continue. Again, probably picking up about an inch of accumulation pretty much today and tonight. Zone weather, let's break down tomorrow's forecast, and the temperature's still quite cold here, nowhere near our average high. So we've got temperatures in the lower 20s here, pretty much all throughout Chautauqua County. Scattered snow showers, probably around an inch tomorrow, so not a big there either to go along with there. Future scan over the next 24 hours. Here comes the rain. Actually, here comes the snow that's coming our way, and you can see this starts to infiltrate the region. And again, it's not going to be a steady state. There are some pockets here showing up, so it'll probably be pockets of snow, probably not like a widespread, big deal event. And this won't be related to the lake. Remember, the lake is almost all frozen, so this won't be a lake effect event. This will be more or less a widespread event. And then the snow starts to taper off, and then it starts to get into this narrow band here. And again, we'll probably see about an inch or so of accumulation out of that. Now, the temperature outlook, I often tell you I do not like these long-range weather outlooks. I really don't think we have much skill in the science when it comes to this, but there is evidence suggesting that we will be about 80%, there's an 80% chance of us at seeing above average temperatures over the next 6 to 10 days. This is the official temperature outlook that is released from the Climate Prediction Center, which is a part of the National Weather Service. And you can see here about an 80% chance of seeing above average temperatures over the next 6 to 10 days. And when you see that 7-day forecast, which is coming up right now, the next 7 days of your life, brought to you by Quick Solutions, and you can see we continue that cold factor throughout the next few days. Temperatures really stuck into the 20s and into the teens, but take a look at that for the weekend. We go into the 40s for the weekend. That will allow some of the snow that we've already seen to start melting. And Ryan's got a... He's clapping his hands over at the anchor desk. Yes, that will start melting the snow, and that warmer air seems like it's going to last throughout early next week as well. Ryan will magically hop himself to the sports desk, and we will have sports right after the break.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com. Like great food, great news needs experts. Become a community reporter when you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about. Drop us a line on Facebook today. Speaking of great food, Jeremy's Bellevue offers pasta, classic burgers, seafood, and of course, wings. Visit Jeremy's Bellevue on Facebook.
The team that puts coverage first.
We have some breaking news. Police confirming now that Steve Stevens was found dead in Erie, Pennsylvania.
His house is on fire and it's dangerously close to the Appleyard Terrace.
Fire crews battling another blaze.
It needs to be treated as the terrorist act that it is.
He got the ball, he just went to the hoop and he shot it.
And as for the star of the show, Tucker Pierce.
I feel good. Proceeds from the Battle of the Classes going to the Alex Folk Foundation.
50 years of service and dedication to anything is very impressive. Put your lives on the line for your neighbors.
It's just something that I think people should do. You have to give back to the community.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at PhoneZoneShop.com.
Zone Sports Desk, here's a look at what's trending this afternoon in Western New York. The NFL's Final Four is set. Jacksonville and New England will tangle in Game 1. Jacksonville's home crowd giving them a nice return after a big victory over the weekend. Game 2 pits the Vikings against the Eagles. Talk about an improbable finish. Here's how it sounded on Minnesota radio as Stephon Diggs hit the end zone.
Three receivers right, Thielen left. Marshawn Lattimore 12 yards from Adam. Case on a deep drop, steps up in the pocket. He'll fire to the right side, caught by Diggs. Stay up! Oh, he got loose! Oh my God! 30! No way! Touchdown! Are you kidding me? It's a Minneapolis miracle! Stephon Diggs and the Minnesota Vikings have walked up on the New Orleans Saints. It's a 61-yard Minneapolis miracle. I can't believe what I just saw, Paul Allen. What an unbelievable play.
To the ice where the Rangers were taking on the Penguins. Game tied at 2, second period, and a goal by Kessel. Next period, Sidney Crosby knocks it in, and the Penguins would go on to win 4-2. Remember Dennis Rodman? Well, he was arrested in Newport Beach, California Saturday night and released Sunday. He was initially pulled over for a traffic violation and later failed a breathalyzer, according to police. Police also said he was completely cooperative. Rodman has openly struggled with alcohol issues for nearly 2 decades. In 2000, he pleaded guilty to DUI and was required to attend an alcohol program. He also checked into rehab. In January of 2014, Rodman's longtime agent Darren Prince told CNN Sunday he believes it's time for Rodman to get some help again. Lots of NBA action today, including the Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets. Mostly all games, being played in the daytime to honor Martin Luther King, a day that is notoriously basketball heavy on the sports schedule. And the St. Bonaventure Bonnies lose again, this time to Rhode Island over the weekend. They are 2-3 in A10 play. From the Foam Zone Sports Desk, I'm Ryan Hedrick. It all unfolds right here.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now. Like great food, great news needs experts. Become a community reporter when you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about. Drop us a line on Facebook today. Speaking of great food, Jeremy's Bellevue offers pasta, classic burgers, seafood, and of course, wings. Visit Jeremy's Bellevue on Facebook. You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
And welcome back live here in the village of Falconer, where our coverage continues from the massive fire here in the village. Now, Matt, this fire yesterday drew some pretty eerie parallels to what happened back in March. You were there at that one as well.
Yeah, I was, Justin. The only major difference is it wasn't too cold in March, but in all seriousness, the way the fire spread, started on the top floor again, summoned like 7 or 8 different departments, drew a lot of people here. Yeah, very, very similar.
A lot of people here looking on in the village of Falconer, and yesterday the biggest thing that was floating around the masses was, again, I can't believe this is happening again. And, we're not going to speculate at all as journalists, but it's just strange that it's on the same exact block, Earlier today I spoke with a volunteer fireman who was in shock that this happened, that we've had all of these fires across our area. So, our thoughts and prayers go out with the folks in the community. And again, if you ever see anything like this or need media coverage, the people who were left homeless here, send us an email to newsdesk@WNYNewsNow.com. Give us a ring on our newsroom. You head to our website, WNYNewsNow/tip line. We have a lot of information on there as well for folks who can send us information, whether it's a breaking news story or something like a follow-up or anything like that, through the Community Reporter Program sponsored by Jeremy's Bellevue. Kind of gives us the power and the autonomy to do this. So final thoughts here from Falconer for you, Matt.
Well, I'm interested to see what the cause is going to be. I know we'll be following that. But I feel for the community because, I live here. I feel it too. I really do.
Right. All right, Matt. Thank you for joining us again today. And we will have much more on this on our site, WNYNewsNow.com, as investigators are just taking a break here to warm up, but they'll be back out again this afternoon, continuing to look. We leave you with photos submitted by community reporters of yesterday's event here, a very somber day in the village of Falconer. In the meantime, head to our website, WNYNewsNow.com. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow with more of News Now.